Glenn Beck has this routine where he will transition, sometimes very harshly, from some kind of conspiratorial or apocalyptic segment directly into how that leads you to logically support one of his sponsors. And he did that kind of in a way that some are considering pretty smooth, but if you really pay attention, it's not smooth at all. Glenn Beck, of course, has a sponsor that does food insurance, and Glenn Beck, in part because of who his listeners are, and in part because of his Mormon faith, which encourages long-term food storage, has long been an advocate of storing food and buying large supplies of food for apocalyptic or end times type moments. And he did a very long rant. We're going to pick it up about a minute and a half into the rant. So where we're coming into this, he's already been ranting for 90 seconds. And it sounds like a generic kind of end times conspiracy, natural disaster, war, dystopian rant. But then he transitions directly into why, as a result of that, you should be supporting one of his sponsors and getting food insurance. Check this out.
If this indeed is what they're going to do to us, it will kill half the population in a year. What do you say you're prepared? Go to food insurance and prepare. And at least download their preparation guide. It's 15 pages. It will help you be self-reliant and prepared. Don't wait any longer. Go to foodinsurance.com/prepare. Download the free preparedness guide. Foodinsurance.com/prepare. Go there now.
We see this pattern often, Lewis. We see this pattern on a lot of right-wing and religious media, which is step one is scare people into thinking some combination of the end is near, either for religious or governmental reasons. Step two is to casually bring in the importance of being prepared for that, either by sending your money to a religious institution so that once it happens, you'll get into heaven, or in this case, getting food insurance so that you'll be able to survive when everybody else will die, when in this particular case, an electromagnetic pulse is used against the population. And step three is just sit back and profit because you've got all this money and the world doesn't end. It's really kind of a set in stone formula.
Yeah, and he's a master at this. It's certainly not the first time he's done it. He's done it with the shelters, the underground, what have you.
Yeah.
And I still think that there's going to be a really big one coming up at some point where he basically takes all of your money.
Yeah, and he's kind of alluded to it by talking about this community that he wants to build, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But we have to apply this analysis. It doesn't just apply to Glenn Beck and kind of more non-religious right-wing radio. It's also incredibly prevalent on religious-based programming. But there, instead of buying stuff like food storage, you have to just donate and make the right contributions in order to get into heaven or be one of the chosen ones. But really, it's a similar type of process that takes place.